Yo, I rolled credits on fucking Expedition 33 the other night, boys.
You rolled what?
Oh yeah, we started talking about that the other week, and then we never finished
Yeah.
it. Give us your 8-word review.
Oh, all right, I'll give you my. Fuck, it's gonna be hard to count that, but this is. I'm not gonna spoil it. I just want to talk about it, just to get it out of my system.
All right, well that's
because
way
I
more
need
than
to.
8.
Well, no, I'm not. This is my preamble into my.
Yeah, it's the preamble to the Constitution.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, thank you.
We the Doplex.
Fantastic game of the.
Let's game twice.
Decade.
Whoa.
Want more. I think
that is
decade?
very high praise.
I'd say so, bro.
I say no.
Which decade?
I say no.
Listen, I love Elden Ring very, very dearly, but I genuinely think, and they're good for different reasons.
Yeah.
Like Expedition 33 has the greatest story I've ever experienced in a video game, just like hands down. Just hands down, wash my hands of it. Fucking-tastic. Like genuinely a 10 out of 10.
Even better
zero complaints.
than 2K22, whatever we played at your place.
Not 2K14 where the guys really, the voice acting is really bad. Is it better than that? No, I do have some IRL friends.
The open world.
They all have an open world. They've had an open world for a long time. Well, I guess it's like a HUD world or something. I don't know if it's like an open world.
It's like the one that came out recently.
You go around
like
attacking basketball monsters and getting your
it's turn
No, you go to like street courts and you beat like the local like black guy that's like really good at it. You're like an NBA player and you're going to like street courts and you're just beating like a mailman who really likes basketball and they're
that's awesome. Just risking injury for no upside.
Exactly.
Zero.
It has
upside.
like very like Japanese dialogue, just like this.
That would actually be cool if it did.
That would be really
just
sick.
like
They get the Yakuza team in to write for them.
Yeah,
that'd be a lot better.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I have had a lot of friends, and I don't doubt that it could be because I've heard nothing but good things, and it's right up my alley. It's one of those games where I need to wait to really have the time. Like the last like 3 or 4 years at the end of the year. Near Christmas, I'll take a couple weeks off of work, and I always have a game that like really sucks me off at that time. And ever since I was like a kid, that's always been like a big time of the year for me. Like I've always had like a special game on Christmas break. So I'm thinking I might save it for that because I think it deserves it, not because I don't want to play it.
Yes. No, I agree with that. I think the vibes of this game is like literally tailored for that.
That's what I kind of felt like.
Yeah, like definitely save it for that. I'm kind of upset that I rushed through the end because I really wanted to finish it before it got spoiled for me.
Yeah.
Because now I'm like, oh well, shit. Now I want to go back in. You know what I mean? I want to replay it, but it's like, it's so fucking.
I do have some
like,
friends where they don't. They're not even really into turn-based games, and they're like those guys. They're the kind of guys where like, and no hate to people that do this, but like they for the most part like just like spam spacebar like through dialogue, you know.
Oh right.
But even they have been like, I literally do every side quest. I listen to every like bar that they drop. I've done every mission. I've done I've like 100%ed the fucking combat tree and shit. I like that. Yeah. So if they're fucking with it, how could you not?
Exactly. It's definitely that type of game where like because the voice acting is just so fucking pristine. You like. Even like some of the conversations, like they do like the RPG thing where it's like if you're talking to someone out of a cutscene, like the lip sync is like completely off, but the voice acting is so good, you're like you feel like you're watching a cutscene, if that makes sense. It's just like
it's like watching a subtitled anime or something. Or a dub anime, because like they'll be like screaming in English, but the mouths will still be at like the Japanese pace.
It's like the old Godzilla movies.
Yeah,
or like that video where they fucking dub Breaking Bad as if it was an anime.
Oh, that's really good. The way like English voice actors overact like fucking crazy. How annoying is it that the French are not only really good at like traditional forms of art, but now they're good at new forms of art, because French animation fucking rules as well, and now French video games are starting to get quite spicy.
Expedition 33's French?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not playing that shit. Fuck that.
Fuck the
what
French.
What the fuck? Fuck you.
What? Fuck out of here.
Wait, why?
The French ever. What's your beef with French, Andrew? You like fries?
Baguette.
You like the dressing?
Did you get caught?
Dude,
did you think that?
I don't like no French dressing.
Did you think they were saying something else to you when they said baguette?
Well,
Yeah, I
they
didn't
were
like it.
for Andrew.
I didn't like the tone that they said baguette.
Meanwhile, like
Yeah.
every other week, like I'll be like, "Yo, Andrew, I watched this movie." And he's like, yeah, I watched Lady of the Flaming French Burning Fire. I only watch white and black.
I
French
mentioned this
films.
movie one time, and
I only
James
watch-
hasn't
I
been
only
able to
watch-
let it
I only
go.
watch white and black French films actually from 1965.
Yeah.
So
With really
Andrew said that
close
to me
shots of
before.
feet.
yeah,
I have said that
Denzel
many
Washington
times. I only
more
watch black and white movies
should
from
die
1975,
piece of
but
crap because he's not.
I
French.
draw the line at French video games.
No, Andrew has a problem with just like any type of anything that isn't right. If you catch my drift.
What do you
So, if
mean?
you know what I'm saying.
Wait, what's not
You
right
know
about
what I'm
French
saying.
people?
You know what
They're
I'm saying.
gay.
Well, you know what rhymes with right.
But why?
If it ain't white,
I
it
don't
ain't
know what
right.
rhymes with white. I really don't.
Although the French are white, so I don't know
The
if
French
that
are famously
tracks.
very white.
yeah, French are
I don't know if they're
white. I
famously
don't know what
very
you're
white.
talking about.
They're actually famously quite tan for white people, I'd say.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
Depends where
I
in France,
think it
guess,
depends
right?
on what
true.
part
Like
of
the
France
south
you're
of
in.
France is basically like
Yeah.
North Africa.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then the tip of France is basically.
Don't give the French
Right.
that. Don't give them
Yo,
the
speaking
African
of
card.
speaking of
They're gonna
speaking of French, speaking of
ride
right,
that
it's
to
right
the
there.
bank.
Hey, I'm part African.
Absolutely
pass.
not.
There you go.
Absolutely fucking not.
Hey, just because you're so fucking Irish potato famine, bitch, don't take it from me.
Listen, Irish potato famine, we've been chilling there for years. The Mediterranean
Look up the
motherfuckers are the
history.
guys that invented
How many rivers do you
pedophilia and
turn?
fascism.
Look up the history of Sicily,
and being
bro.
a sex pest.
Look up the history of Sicily. You don't know shit, bro. That shit got raped
I'll look
and
up the
raided by
history of-
North Africa so many times. I'm probably like
that true?
80%
Hell yeah.
black.
Why are you saying that?
I think it
why,
would show
why
at
were the why was
80%.
Africa the one doing the raping, James?
Because they invaded Sicily
Why'd you
like
say that?
100. Because they invaded Sicily like
Why'd you say
100
that,
times.
James? Interesting that you would
poor
put that
ethnically
on them.
white
It's actually just
Sicilians
a historical-
were invaded by. Interesting. Right.
It's the-
you said-
it's
why'd
the-
you bring up that fact specifically?
The
We were talking
Sicily
about Expedition
drive-by.
Andrew
33.
said
You
that I'm
just
not.
dropped that out of
Andrew
nowhere.
said that I'm not part African. I was proving it. I
That
was
is a
proving him
massive
wrong.
side quest in the game.
Hey, damn
you have to-
motherfucker!
I actually have residual.
boom, from the boat.
I actually have residual ancestral rape trauma, and you're demeaning it right now, dude. So fuck you.
James, if you went into the
ageless,
anime
racist
separation-
Bro, you
piece.
got ancestral racism trauma is what y'all got.
Andrew, you owe
I think that's more,
reparations, bro.
dude. You're
Yeah,
a Christian from
Andrew.
Virginia, bro. I think that's what you got.
Anyway, speaking of tan and French and Expedition 33, people were complaining about like the game being woke because there was literally
Bruh.
one black guy. There was one black guy. Like I'm talking one black dude in the opening cutscene who dies
So
like
it's
immediately.
French and it has black people in it.
One black guy who was in the game for like a total of like 8 seconds.
I am not
And there's
playing
not a
this
single
shit.
black guy the rest of the game.
You could actually
got him out early.
argue that it's the opposite of woke because it's kind of a trope. It's been like a trope for so long in media to like just have a black guy to like appease the African American market and then kill them immediately.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
actually kind of racist. But I don't think it's either. But I don't think it's a very good
Yeah.
argument for it being woke.
I see all the
Yeah.
gamer guys just being like really pro one black person in video games.
Yeah.
Like you
Well, I
can't
think
have
they're-
none,
As
but you
long
can't
as
have
they
too
die
many. So
in
there's-
service
as
of
long as
saving
there's
the white
one,
man.
Yeah. Right. Well, I mean, per usual, they were going based off a screenshot because they didn't actually play the game.
Yeah.
It was like just
Very
a
true.
faraway screenshot of like the main hub, and it was just like, dark man, dark. I see the dark man.
Dark man
I'm not
located.
buying this game. Echolocating dark man.
oh, dark man located.
Melanin.
Was it
Dark man located.
Grimm's or whatever? Was it him?
Grums,
Yeah, Grums.
Grums. It might have been
Grums.
some variation.
legendary
of Grums.
guy. Have you guys seen
Yeah.
the footage from his game he was making?
No.
Oh yeah, that's very funny.
I think I did.
It's
see
awful.
something in
It's
it.
like the
Yeah, it looks really
biggest
shitty.
mishmash of asset reflip, just
Yeah.
bullshit.
That's fine.
And he,
Very
you know,
bad.
he's like the
How much
guy
did
that's video games are too woke. You should support real game devs. And then his game
What
looks like
game did he make?
dog
Like, what-
shit.
What's his,
he
like,
worked for
claim to
Blizzard
fame?
back in like the golden era of like original World of
Right.
Warcraft and shit. I can't remember what
He
did.
was the
It
guy
like-
in charge of stealing the breast milk,
The breast
yeah, he
milk,
was.
right?
I think
yeah.
he was. Actually, they hired him to guard the breast milk fridge,
specifically to guard the
guard
breast.
the
Yeah,
breast
you have
and he
to
got
get past
fired
the
when he
law.
couldn't
with my
handle that.
life.
Yeah, but then he made this. He made this other game.
He was just licking his lips, standing in front of the fridge. Like, it was like calling to him, like fucking the Green Goblin mask.
You all good in there, boss? He's like, yep,
Yeah.
nothing happening here, boss.
He's got a milk mustache all over his face. I'm not all good in here.
I bought my own.
Guarding it.
Still guarding it. Tank is still full, boss.
Yep.
That's crazy.
And then he made this.
So like,
he made some other game called Firefall or some shit, and then like wasted like shitloads of money making a bus to promote it. That they were gonna. It was gonna be like, you know, those big displays they have at like E3 or whatever, where it's like, whoa, it's this big cool like.
You built a battle
recreation
bus?
of a scene from the game that you can like sit at a computer and play.
Thank the bus
it's meant to be like that, but it's a bus. But it was, I think West Coast Customs from fucking My Ride did it for them. I'm not kidding.
What? Really?
But it was so
it was
like West Coast
Santos
Customs is like.
So you want to be
They make visually cool
My
shit, but it
bus.
doesn't work very good. So like, I don't think the bus could actually
My butt.
Right.
and then
So
anyway, so they wasted tons of money on that. Then that game kind of flopped, and then now he's been working on his own game called like Ember for the last like 10 years, and he's got like, I want to say
gay.
somewhere in the $500,000 to $800,000 mark from like, you know, Patreon or fucking Kickstarter or whatever funding website he uses. And instead of developing that, he's just been sitting on Twitter screaming about gay people in video games. So
like,
he's like
Shout out,
the Yonder
Brooms.
Day dev of fucking
honestly,
gaming.
but even Yano Dev's put out more
Exactly.
than he has.
True.
Yeah, but like what I don't get is like, so he was part of, so that gives him like, he's the ultimate gamer. He's the gamer's gamer now on
I think
the internet.
He was like vocal in like the gamersphere for like, I don't know, gamers' rights. He was, you know, I think he was a big part of like, I don't know how much credit he actually gets for this, but when World of Warcraft Classic came out, when people were trying to convince Blizzard to release WoW Classic, he helped like put together this big petition of like 100,000 signatures or something. And so I think he's kind of been riding off this like, whoa, look, I've been like part of community.
I
sort of
fixed the industry.
But I think just like anything, he probably made some. He was posting 1 million tweets a day. He probably posted one about like, oh, it's kind of weird that this like there's this gay character in the game, and then that probably got like 50,000 likes, and he's like, oh, cool, I'll just do nothing but this from now on. That would be my
He's also really old, right?
Kinda,
so that probably helps.
He's like 50s.
His brain's like decaying.
Right.
Oh yeah.
It's what's crazy to me. Like I feel like we've kind of, especially like with those kinds of accounts. Like I fucking hate it. Like, cause it's like to me, like, can't you just like enjoy? Like, dude, we're getting so many fucking slapperinos right now, and like, look, I'm not saying that games were woke. You know, obviously a lot of the shit they say is like complete exaggerations and just bullshit. But I feel like a lot of like the stuff that they started complaining about has like significantly dialed down because those things did take precedent over like there were games which we've talked about before where like that not that was a thing, but like now we're kind of like in a golden age again, I feel, and like they're still fucking picking apart shit, and it's just like for literally no basis. It's like, you just enjoy
it doesn't matter for them.
Shit?
They just want. They don't play the games.
No, I know it's
mostly,
their
but they,
engagement.
It happens.
Yeah.
There's two things that happen with every
very lucrative
industry.
engagement farming.
Exactly.
Right.
They make a lot of money from doing it.
There's two things that happen with every industry. One, all the suits realize that it makes a lot of money, and then they come in and buy their way into power in like studios and whatever. And then they're like, "What if you did what I want?" And then it's like, well, they're like so reptilian that it's what nobody else wants, so it flops and they ruin everything.
Yeah.
Right.
That always happens.
Exactly.
And then they're like, "Oh, we fucked it up. You know, we'll do." Whatever, we'll do microtransactions, or we'll do streaming services, or we'll do whatever. So and that will like kill an industry for a little while. And then there's also at some point it always gets to like like the 90s movie critic, where they have this like infamous fucking newspaper column that they write every week, and it's like eventually it's only gets good enough when you have like a real when you have like a really cynical take on something. Like there was this guy like something is his name, and it's like he had criticisms for like he would write entire articles on like the Toy Story movies and like why they're like Toy Story 3, he's like everybody thinks this is the best Toy Story, and fucking it's like so
Armand
emotional.
White,
and his thing was like it's actually like the capitalistic destruction of like childhood. Like it was like this, and it's like it's not that it's like completely. Now his grift is literally just like they're putting like fucking trans babies in Toy Story. He actually has evolved to that.
Putting big black boobies in my movies.
It's like even when he had a decent point and it was like an interesting article, it's still a representation of like the leash farm that like surrounds an industry when it gets big enough, where it's like you just have to keep saying this stuff to like fund your own little stupid corner of like feeling like, oh, I'm a part of the video game industry. I'm Grums. Everybody wants to listen to me. And it's like he has to keep saying, even when games are great, it's like he still has to post like, oh yeah, they made the Oblivion tree uglier, so
they made the tree woke.
Yeah, even though they made the flame astronauts fucking thick as shit. But it's like, well, these guys just have a vested interest in keeping you like miserable, keeping you like paranoid and worried about like all these little fucking things being like, so it is legit schizo shit where it's like you're being told to see things that are not there. You're being told to like
it's like they're putting
just it's legit like insanity. It really it's just it's scary. It's delusion. It's like telling you that they're putting black people in video games because they secretly want to replace all white people.
Remove the white people.
Yeah.
I'm being gang-stalked by gay video game characters.
I'm being gang-stalked by black video game guys. I hope this year when 2K comes out, like someone like Grums like actually seriously is like, there's way too many fucking black people in this game.
Where are the white guys in this game?
Basketball game.
I actually watch a lot of basketball, and you ever heard of Luka Doncic? He's pretty white. Why is he not on the cover?
He's pretty white.
He's the only guy in basketball last I checked.
Yeah.
They go through and like add in all the stats of all the like black characters in the game and all the white characters, and they're like, on average it appears that the black characters in NBA 2K26 have a 10% bigger advantage on it.
Honestly, I would honestly say that if you did that, the white characters would come out on top because there's like 30 white guys and like 380 black guys, and two of the 30 white guys, or like no, like 4 of the 30 white guys are like top like 15 in the league. So like
you gotta be so good to be a white guy in that league.
Exactly. So
you can't be slacking.
Once you do the math, they might actually come out on, because like 2 of them are like top like 3 in the league right now. So Jokic and Doncic. So it's like, you might, they might actually come out with...
Jokic and Doncic.
Yeah, well, they're both Eastern European. They're both like thick, fat Eastern European, like mean mugging white boys.
Yeah, they played in Serbia.
Yeah.
And that's where the balls there are made out of knives.
Probably. Yeah. I don't think any American white boys are really floating to the top. I think it's mostly the Europeans coming in.
And
the only one I could think of would be like AR.
I mean, he's just like a good role player. He's not like a face of the league type guy. But yeah,
rolling up dressed like a wizard.
No, his name's Austin Reeves, and his number's 15, so they call him.
No, you said he's a good role player.
You don't know what a role player is? Oh, I see what you're saying. He probably did. Hey, he's a white boy from Arkansas. He probably plays a little Dungeons and Dragons.
Entering the court, Austin Reeves.
He's just got a fucking big old pointy hat on.
If you're living in Arkansas and you're not just like playing with your imagination, like it's like either you develop an imagination or you do fentanyl and die.
Or you kill your family. Yes.
Yeah. Fent up.
It's brutal out there.
Calling it a fent strike.
Yeah. Yo, speaking
or you go to Boogie's house.
I found these Shaq gummies.
Whoa, they made woke candy.
They have those at Wawa. Me and my friends always send pictures of them to each other.
They got a black guy on candy. Yeah, so I saw, I'm like, I kind of want to try these.
Shaq Tua.
I really want
it's literally
some.
Just big,
shitty American
Shaq heads.
Yeah. Well, so what's crazy about
American
these
candy? Yum.
What's crazy about these is the fucking calories on this is nuts, dude. 3 of these Shaq heads. Let me.
Aren't they really big?
How big are they? Are they big like his head?
Oh, dude, what the?
Yeah,
this is horrifying.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
Wait, put it closer.
I can't see it, but I can imagine.
Here, I'll take a picture of it and Courtney put it on screen. God. Like, dude, this is terrifying.
You know, this
is
technically his Horcruxes, by the way. Every single one of them has a small part of Shaq's soul in it.
And when you eat, if you eat enough of that, he embodies you when he dies. He like takes you over like a fucking sleeper cell.
Oh my god.
What is my internet doing?
Dude, it looks like a gummy version of what the face Han Solo made when he got frozen.
When he got crystallized.
Yeah, he looks like Gumby. What's wrong with him?
Yeah, Shaquille, you're not looking so good.
He's got that, like,
put it on screen here.
He's got that skin disorder that, you know, like people get Thanos chin, but on their forehead.
I was going to say that he's got like Thanos chin, but his whole head.
Yeah. Well, what's crazy?
Crackling.
Three of these fucking Shaq heads. They're about the size of my thumb. are 110 calories for 3 of these little guys. It's fucking crazy, dude. And it's 38%. I just dropped them all on the floor. That's cool.
That's all.
There goes hundreds of calories.
Daily
bro.
fucking sugar intake.
Your animals are
that
balloon,
won't-
man. Don't do it.
Yeah, they'll turn into big.
Well, let's
black
go.
men. So
Here's a
I'm
live review
trying.
of the red shack
Yeah, let's
heads
see.
from Willy Wonka.
We'll see.
Doplex Cat Noodles just walks up. Hey man,
Solid.
good?
Hey man, it's me.
Delete me from this podcast.
Delete me from this conversation.
Walks
I'm
out.
not saying this because of the calorie, but these are fucking terrible. Like genuinely
Fuck
fucking
you.
terrible. Well, these
You
actually
can't even
fucking
finish
suck.
it.
Mm-mm.
How dare you
Wash it down with a
besmirch
delicious
Big
can of
Diesel?
grog.
I spit it into my grog.
Ew.
Try another flavor.
That's worse.
Yo, have you guys?
That's
Try a
gross.
blue one.
Did any of you guys grow up around smokers?
Yes. Both of my parents.
Yeah, they quit when we were teenagers. But have you ever walked up to a can of soda or
blue one's
something that's
good.
like open on the counter and you go to take a sip of it and they put their fucking cigarettes out in it?
Yes.
I've never
Worst
done
feeling
that,
in life itself.
but I know.
Terrible, dude.
I think the more common one from where I was would be dip.
Oh,
That was
I would
that's-
actually vomit if
Damn.
I drank somebody's.
Yeah,
I-
no,
yeah,
I've
puke
had,
on contact.
I've heard many stories
That's
of
fucking
someone just
horrifying.
and getting just a mouthful of dip and
Spit it out the window.
It's
That is so gross.
That's fucking
horrifying.
That is
it's
so
fucking gnarly,
And now in,
dude.
in 30
my
years,
God.
in 40 years, our kids are going to be having the same conversation, but about zins.
About Zins, yeah, I got a mouthful.
So you've opened a
full of
can of
Zin
Zins.
You
juice,
ever
dude.
drink you ever take a sip of the soda and a whole Zin goes in your mouth?
You ever take a sip of the Tesla soda and get a little zin in your mouth?
Soda.
Pepsi presents Tesla.
Pepsi presents Tesla.
Tesla presents
Did I ever tell you
Pepsi.
guys about? Did I ever tell you guys about the epic prank I pulled on my friend when we were kids?
No.
That
Maybe.
kind of relates
The
to
one
this
where you like fell
conversation.
off a balcony and threw up on your car in Mexico or something?
You're mixing two
Oh
stories.
yeah, that was a good one.
No. So this is when we were really young. We were probably like, I don't know, maybe like 8. No, like maybe 7 or 8. But so he was coming over. Sorry, his little brother was coming over, and we are like, dude, let's prank him. So we got a bottle of orange. We got a bottle of
Let's
orange
jump him.
Gatorade. Yeah, let's kick his ass.
Oh, orange Gatorade. I love orange Gatorade.
Yeah, me too. So we got a bottle of orange
Yeah, me
Gatorade.
too.
We poured out like a quarter of it, and then we both took turns pissing and like to like fill up the rest of it.
Get pranked.
And then we started like finding shit in my backyard. We like found some like animal
Should've just
poop.
beat
We
him up.
threw
That's
that in
less
there.
mean.
I know, yeah. Like looking back, it was so fucked up, dude. We like found like dead bugs and like put it in there. We just made this
Oh
like
my
disgusting
God.
concoction.
You could have given
And we,
him
like,
that
shook it up.
fucking that slug worm that killed that guy.
You made him like run a lap and play like a game of basketball, so he's really thirsty, and you like withheld. You like threw his water bottle into the woods,
you
so
go.
all he had was this thing.
Yeah.
You're like, here, bro.
Yeah. Thank you.
Were you gonna try and get him? I mean, I assume you're gonna try and get him to drink. I feel like putting in bugs and stuff would
Your
kind of.
debris kind of makes
It might.
Yeah.
It might alert him to the
Right,
danger
yeah.
ahead. If,
Yeah, the pee.
rather
You
than
would have
yeah.
got away with the pee.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he was,
The pee would be a silent killer.
right. I know. Yeah. Well, look. I mean, again, we were young. You know, he was actually younger than us. I think he was maybe like 2 years younger than us. So he was, I don't know, maybe like 6 or something.
Drink
So,
the
like,
fucking pee.
Yeah,
That
when
makes
you're
you
that
guys
age, you're not
like pedophiles.
Yeah, you kind of
Yeah,
sexually
yeah,
assaulted
kind
him.
of edify them a little bit.
The youngest pedophile
we-
ever convicted, Doplex Miller at age 8.
Forced a little boy to drink piss and animal feces in his backyard.
That is actually crazy because if you bring in an 8-year-old for that, it's like, well, he's a kid. But if you bring in an adult for that, it's a very serious
Right.
crime.
Oh,
Yeah, that is
You
true.
can't
Yeah.
just make people drink piss, shit, and bugs.
Yeah. that
Kids
is
have
true, yeah.
crazy leeway, and I don't
Is
think
that
you
a
fully
crime?
realize
Yeah.
that until you're.
Yeah.
If
It's gotta be.
If I to
It's
one
gotta
of
be
my
a bodily
adult friends
fluid
right
thing.
now, like pissed in a bottle, make him drink it, could he call the police?
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess it depends on how you made him drink it. If he did it accidentally,
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
that's
Yeah.
It's like
That's on him.
I just put it out. I'm like, yo, dude,
Yeah.
if you want a Gatorade, there's one on the counter, and he drinks it. It's like, well,
Yeah.
technically your perception roll failed, so How is
Right.
that
Yeah,
my fault?
exactly. That's
yeah.
on you, not me. My roll
Yeah.
for sneak
Yeah, my roll for sneak
was a
was
20.
a 20.
I rolled a 20.
So what
So,
Net 20.
what am I supposed to do?
I guess it depends what you put in it, right? Like if you
exactly.
put just piss, they're probably like, okay, well that's gross, but that's but like if you
Right.
put like
Is
animal
it
feces
a
and shit, it's like, oh, you could legitimately get quite ill off that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe that could be considered like.
Well, if you put a
poison,
bug in
you know,
it,
some kind
technically
of
you're putting
bodily
bug
harm.
feces in it, you know?
True,
That's
you're putting
true,
the whole
yeah.
ass bug.
You're putting the whole ass bug.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I did do this again senior year of high school. Me and my buddy, we got an empty Heineken bottle and we both filled it up with our piss.
Nice.
Literally fucking
Yeah, the funny thing is it's Heineken,
Yeah.
so you wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Exactly. you'll be able
6
to
years
difference.
ago on r/legal advice, is it illegal to give someone a drink and have it filled partly of your piss and shit and have someone drink it?
Shit, I feel like shit pushes it
Shit's a
over.
little different.
Shit pushes it over a line where
Human
like
shit.
a police officer will have to, like, out of his own, like, thinking of if someone did that to him, you know, like
Disgust.
he would have
Yeah.
to
Right,
do
yeah.
something about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Even
is
if
like
it
something
is
they're doing a
illegal.
job site as a joke. Like,
Yeah,
oh, pissing
exactly.
the
Yeah.
new guys. But like,
Right.
if one of the guys in the job site was like, yo, let's shit in it, it's like,
Let's shit in his
It's
sandwich
like, okay,
and make
bro,
him
what
eat
the
it.
fuck? What is wrong with you? Get out
yeah,
of
what the fuck?
Yeah.
And now we should piss in your drink.
here. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah, so
what are the
No shit
results
in
of
my
that,
mouth.
Andrew?
What I'm looking at here, it seems like it'll probably be different by state, and if it's just
Sure.
piss,
Always is.
it
Goddamn
might be a
liberals.
little tricky to actually get something
let's
done
fucking
about
go.
it. So you might
in the
be able to
clear?
get away. I think you're in the
Let's
clear for
go.
the
Let's
piss
fucking
scandal.
go.
Let's go.
I feel like there's
Yeah.
a group of
I'm an innocent man. Feels good.
I feel like there's a group of people like construction workers in like the 70s and 80s where it's like the first time that someone got convicted for the old piss in the lunchbox prank or some shit, you know what I mean? Like the
Yeah.
first time someone got convicted for that, it was their moment where they were like, society has moved past us. It's like,
yeah.
PC culture's
this
taking
is the
over.
line that I will
Yeah.
draw, and someone that the society has stepped past it, and I will not stand for it. You know what I mean? It's like,
I will not
Yeah,
I
budge.
can't
No,
piss
yeah,
in
legit.
people's fucking lunchbox anymore, bro.
The work
Yo,
site's gone woke.
they were pissing
It's
in, A
gone
Day to
woke.
Remember was pissing in people's fucking lunchboxes in their All Signs Point to Lauderdale music video.
And also there was that woman who
was
pissed
from
on that guy's
2000
face on the stage.
2009, so I guess it's
Yeah.
a
Any
different
good pranks you guys have pulled since
Different
we're on the
times.
topic? I was trying to think of something that I did to my brother. The only one I could think of is like, having like a spoonful, baking or something, and having
Only
a
a
spoonful
spoonful?
of cocoa powder. And being like, yo, it's like the chocolate milk mix, or it's like the hot chocolate, which tastes like
Oh,
chocolate.
God.
And then he
Yeah.
just gets a mouthful of straight baking cocoa,
Yeah.
coughs
Oh,
up.
that's
cocoa.
fucking awful.
That's a classic one.
I did. I think I've told this before, but
That's
I did
so
the same thing
horrible.
Doplex did. But I just took like a red solo cup when I was like 8, and my little sister was like 5, and I pissed. It was pure piss and the whole thing, and it was like hot,
Yeah.
but it looked like Mountain Dew,
Oh.
so I was like, hey, redacted sister name, you should drink this Mountain Dew. And she's like
Jamesina.
holding it, and she's like, why is it? My dad is walking in from work, he's like coming home from New York City
Yeah.
at like 7:30 at night. He's been gone for like 15 hours.
Right.
And he's walking in, my little sister's like, why is it hot? I don't want to drink it. And he walks in and he's like, James, did you piss in a cup? I was like, give
No,
me
you
a
did.
And my dad took the cup and he felt how warm it was, and he just smacked me in the face and took it out.
He took
He
the
should've
cup
made
and he
you
put a
drink it.
cigarette out in it.
Yeah. And then,
Yeah. Did you drink it?
I was trying to give my sister a cup of pee. My dad called me, made me drink the whole cup of piss. You gonna drink that whole?
Let me drink. You can drink my piss too, boy.
He would make me do that with
piss.
like Fruity Pebbles. I would pour like huge bowls of Fruity Pebbles and I would eat like half of it. But I would literally pour like half a box into a bowl, like a giant, like a mixing
He had
bowl.
no concept of what you
Yeah,
could eat.
just like such a piece of shit. Like I would take out like a
I used
mixing
to
bowl.
do
My
the
mom
same
would like
thing.
make brownies in and pour the whole box of cereal into it. Like it's such a piece of garbage. And I would eat half of it, which is that's sickening as a child. Like that's like the 2 days of a child's calorie limit.
Right.
Yeah.
But
It's good to get those that out all in one sitting, though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. But one time
absolutely.
my
It's
dad saw
efficient.
me going to throw it out, and it was like all soggy, and I didn't really want it anymore. And he's like, "This is the last time you're doing this, bro. You're gonna sit there. and I'm gonna watch you eat this whole thing." And I'm like fucking eating cereal. I'm like eating and like
included.
I'm like eating it and then like vomiting into a fucking thing on the side of it and like go back. And he's like,
so dramatic.
But it worked. I stopped doing it. So
True.
Yeah. It's funny. I had the opposite thing happen to me. I remember I was at my grandma's house, and my grandma always had like the best cereal.
Yeah.
So like I remember I was sitting at her fucking table. I was eating. I want to say it was fruit. Oh yeah, it was Fruit Loops. And I crushed like half the box of Fruit Loops. And you know, Mexican grandmas are always like, "Oh, are you hungry?" You know, like just like fucking force feeding you, right? So I literally ate a box and a half of fucking Fruit Loops in one sitting as a child.
Oh, that's the way to do it.
I
dog.
loved it, dude. Yeah, I loved it.
No,
You get
cereals.
Mexican grandma.
My
Yeah,
grandma's would
true.
do that for me. When it's my dad looking at me throwing like $4 in the garbage, you know, it's like
Yeah,
right,
true.
Yeah.
I don't really have a prank. I specifically remember one time, like, what did I put like something in my mum's toothpaste. I can't remember what. I would have been like fucking, you know, what was the thing that you meant to put in toothpaste? It was like a classic gag you could do. Like you put like something that from the kitchen, like fucking soap. That was it. I like rubbed soap on her. No, so it wasn't a toothpaste. It was a toothbrush. I rubbed her toothbrush on it. And then I remember like just standing outside and then watching her do it and be like, ugh. And I remember just feeling really bad because it's like I don't know.
I'm not cut out for the prank life.
I guess I just feel bad
'Cause
pranking
she
my mum
washes
because
it
it's
off
like
anyway.
she didn't do anything to deserve it. It was just like I don't know.
Right,
I just saw it on TV.
Yeah, like
and I
she's
wanted
like
to try
waking
it.
up or like about to go
Yeah,
to
you
sleep
wanna
and
be
she's like
funny.
getting home from work and she's gone for like 10 hours and you really miss her. And then like,
Yeah.
she's like, "Hold on, honey, I have to go brush my teeth before I have to go to sleep and go to work again in the morning." And she's like,
It was pretty much like that.
Yeah.
Just throwing up
Just
bubbles.
like that Family Guy.
"What have I become?"
Family Guy
You're like
vomit
6 years
scene.
old. What have I become?
I do remember that. I think why I was thinking
My
of the toothpaste.
bitch
I think
son.
I said this on a really old Beef episode, but I homestayed through high school, and I had like this other exchange student who was like staying at the same house as me, and we shared a bathroom. And for some reason, he started just using my toothpaste, and I was like, "Hey man,
Oh.
stop using my fucking toothpaste," because I think it was like
Yeah.
Sensodyne or so, you know, like expensive fucking sensitive
Right.
toothpaste.
Yeah.
And I was like, just like. We don't have to pay for it. Just ask our fucking like homestead carer lady just to get some for you. It's fine.
They
And he
would
was
just
like,
buy.
yeah,
Wait,
okay.
what?
That's
They
kind
just
of.
gives
bought
you,
you
like,
whatever you want?
Well, we're pretty much like staying. It was like exchange student kind of shit. Like we're like
Yeah.
staying with like a family kind
She's
of thing.
your mummy.
But
Yeah, so it's like
But like your parents aren't paying them, like they're just paying out of pocket to make you survive.
No. My parents my parents paid them, but like the expectation is that she would get us like what we
Yeah,
needed,
yeah,
obviously,
okay,
food
okay.
and whatever.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he kept using my fucking toothpaste, and I'd like leave it on the on the sink in such a way that like he wasn't details oriented like me, I suppose. So he would just pick it up and then just put it on like another shelf. But I'd like set it up in
Yeah.
a way where there's like the toothbrush is over it in a specific way, with like covering
So
a
you
certain
know
letter
if
of
he
the logo
moved it or something.
So I knew exactly if he picked up. So I was like, all right then, motherfucker. I bought a new one. Which I kept in my room and used myself, but I kept the old one in the bathroom and I filled it with yellow paint.
It's arsenic.
Hell yeah.
Which is like, it's
That's
white
awesome.
toothpaste. Where the fuck have you ever
Yeah.
seen yellow toothpaste? Like, you're an idiot if you use this. And then
Especially
over
if you
time.
used it before. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But again, not details oriented. Over time, I just
Right,
watched
yeah.
the toothbrush get slowly more and more yellow.
What an idiot.
That kicks ass. What a fucking dumbass.
And this was
Yeah.
me, I confronted him and said, hey, please don't use my toothpaste anymore. And he was
Yeah.
just like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah. So it's like, okay, well, I told you, this is on you. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Because did
I
you
think
ever
that-
wish that your homestead mommy would have sex with you?
Did you
She
get
was,
stuck
she
in
was
like
a lesbian,
a
so
laundry?
no.
Oh,
But I mean, still.
But I mean,
It's
still,
yours.
was she hot?
what's
No.
wrong with that?
Oh,
not for a man.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I will say I think instances like pranks like that are 100% warranted. Like I told you guys about like my old roommate Stinky, who we've discussed.
Iconic member of the BeefBoys.
Yeah, he pranked
Yeah.
he pranked your friend's dog really good once too.
That was a good
Yeah,
prank.
he
it was a
the hell
good
out of
prank.
that dog.
Yeah,
Solid
made him
prank
nut.
on that
Yeah, he
dog.
made him nut. It was really funny.
Hard prank.
Christ.
He would always eat my food, just like, you know, without asking, just like anything I had in the fridge that clearly I was saving for. And dude, I was so fucking broke for pretty much most of my life.
I
Like,
feel
especially
that,
like
bro.
at that time, like every fucking cent I had, like if he ate whatever was in the fridge. I'm just not eating like for the night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I remember one time I gathered change to fucking buy a hamburger from Jack in the Box, and me and my other roommate, we filled it with like cat litter, spit, pubes, like we wiped our ass with the bun, just like completely fucked this burger, and we put it in the. I'm pretty sure I told the story on BeefBoys for
sand burger from SpongeBob or whatever. What's that?
pretty much
June 2 collab
The
burger.
joke's on you. You're like smearing aioli on your fucking taint and shit. Like, you know, like you're rubbing the blood on your butthole.
Very clear.
And then you do that with your friend. Then your friend's like, "Oh, I should lick it off." That'd be such a funny
lick it off.
You're like, okay.
I should clean it with my penis. It'll be fun.
He'll be so pissed off if he finds out we did this to his burger.
He'd be so mad if we had gay sex right now.
Oh,
Right
we
next to
fucked
the
my ass
burger.
and then come in the burger. It'd be so funny.
Well, so I put it back in the fridge, and then like that same night, I get back, the next night, timeline's fucked up. Anyway, he ended up eating it, but I remember he was sitting there eating it, and he had fucking pubes like coming in and out of his teeth, like you could sort of see it in his teeth.
Oh my
And he was like, "Oh, this tastes weird. Why does this taste so weird?" And then he like. He starts pulling pubes out of his teeth, and then he thought that Jack in the Box was the one who put the pubes in the burger. He didn't even put two and two together that he didn't even think it was us that did it. He thought like the restaurant.
I'm gonna be honest.
Wait, so you put food in your
dude, you
fridge?
gotta call them and get a refund.
You put food in your fridge, and he would take it out while you were just standing there and just sit down and start eating it.
Yeah.
He wouldn't even
do
try to be
that.
like sneaky about it. Like he would in front of you just take the food out and be like, "Oh, I wonder whose this
Sometimes
is. It
he
must be
would.
mine," and then just eat it in front of you.
Yeah, sometimes he
What
would
a
be sneaky because I would catch him.
I don't remember
I
ordering,
would
ordering
catch him
Jack in the Box.
sometimes.
You gotta kill him.
Yeah, that's what a freak.
We gotta kill him. Yeah, I would catch him sometimes, and he would be like, "Oh, I was just seeing what this was."
I was gonna
and then
bring
he'd
it
put
to you.
back in
I
the
was
fridge.
bringing it to you.
He has used that line
That's
before.
insane.
I thought you wanted
has used
it.
that-
That's
He
insane.
has literally said that before. I was gonna bring it to
That's
you,
insane.
and then I'd be like, "All right, bring it to me," and then like he'd give it to me, and he would just sit there like waiting for you to offer him some. It was like, fucking
Dude, what a
pathetic.
freak!
Did you? Would you?
Yeah. No, I wouldn't. Never.
Good.
Absolutely
Thank
not.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
One of my
fuck
favorite
that.
stories from university, this is how dry my university experiences was. My friend Ryan bought some chips at lunch and then like brought it to the class immediately after lunch. And there was this girl who sat near us who was like kind of annoying. And the whole time she just kept making comments about like, "Oh man, those chips look really good. Oh, those smell great. Where are those from?" And Ryan would always be like, "Yeah, no, they're really good.
Where are those
They're just from over there." Didn't give her a single chip.
Hell yeah. That's so fucking
Did he put
funny.
him in his cargo short pocket after that, and she kicks him and smushes them all in his
She
fucking
can't leave from like
Yeah.
What the hell? I can't think of.
Give me some chips.
I feel like all of the pranks I pulled ended up being on my
you
mom,
required firearms. Oh,
You
yeah.
sick fuck.
and not
you
even
pulled my
fully
name,
on
bro.
purpose.
That's
One
so
of them
meta.
was this is a classic one. If you're at the sink, you know
Tripwire
the
with dynamite.
little, I don't know what you call it, the hose thing that's on
Yeah.
sinks allowed you. I just taped the button down so that if you turned it would just spray immediately.
Bro.
And my mom got right before church on Sunday.
Bro.
We were getting ready to
Church
go, and she
lights.
just bang smacked her, and she was like, "Who did this?" My dad,
On the Lord's
my dad
Day.
standing off to the side, being like, trying not
for
to
Jesus.
snicker.
Yeah.
Had to be like, "Dude, that's not funny, son. You can't-
Actually, that's very serious. Your mother's dress is ruined.
we're gonna be late to church."
Acidic water in this house. I will say that that is a very like good harmless prank to do on your mom. I mean, granted,
clean
before
fun.
church.
Much
Yeah,
like
that
much
is
like
literally
the, much
the
like
night
the spray.
Yeah.
Actually, I can think of a prank.
Oh yeah, the fucking spray.
We had some good clean fun in Alaska.
Oh
Yeah, that was some good clean fun.
Des.
That
That
was
was not good,
harmless-
clean fun.
Des-
Harmless fun. Everyone
That
loved
was
it.
permanently damaging fun.
Yeah, do you still have marks in your ceiling from or fucking
Yeah.
poppers?
Oh, the
They're still
poppers. I thought
there.
you were
They're
talking
still
about. I
there.
thought you were talking about Des nuts.
No, yeah, Kudos talking about
No,
the
I was
soap,
talking
but I
about-
was
well,
no,
there
I
was
was
two
thinking about
pranks.
because the
There's
poppers,
quite a few pranks,
the poppers
actually.
left like black dots in Andrew's ceiling.
I know.
Yeah,
When
we also
after
left
you
some-
guys
we
left for
pranked
the
his
airport like
playlist.
5 hours before me, I spent the rest of the time picking them all out because you guys didn't do it. You guys threw the majority of them and just never picked any of it up.
Because we were trying to like clear through the boxes, so we just kept like fucking chucking it at Andrew's ceiling.
Those things are awesome.
There's like
if you ever just want to have pointless fun with friends. I don't know if they sell them anywhere, but I've never seen them before, and I don't even know how you guys knew they existed. But literally just little boxes of it's just like gunpowder wrapped in like fucking cheesecloth, and you just throw them at the ground and they fucking explode.
And there's a rock in them.
It's the little snappers you can get, and you just throw them down the.
I'd never seen them in my life.
But if you throw them at Andrew's walls and ceiling, it's extra funny.
But if you're driving by and you throw them at somebody walking on the side of the road.
Oh, that's right. We can't throw
we were doing that. That's right. Yeah.
Terrorizing the streets of Anchorage.
Dude, we had
so Sabrina and I will go to this like it's called Trader Village. It's like this market in Texas. It's like it's kind of like a swap meet, like a flea market. But like for some reason, Mexican kids, they fucking love those things, dude. Like that, I grew up playing with them. But like if you walk around the market, literally there are so many kids who just have like they sell them for so cheap, like right at the door. So like all the kids are just grabbing them. Yeah, so like as you're walking by, like so many kids are just fucking chucking them at you, and like
it's a good time.
It's like, all right, yeah, that's fine, thanks. And they're like throwing them at your feet and shit, like trying to make you dance. Like
that's awesome.
That fucking rules.
No, but
it's just like part of the culture.
In Alaska, we had the rule of like, all right, once we start getting close to where we're going, stop doing this, you know. And I remember Courtney like reminded us of that. We were all going to McDonald's that one night where we were watching Chris Chan and got like super crossfaded. And right before that, we're going to McDonald's and we're like pulling up to McDonald's and Courtney's trying to tell us to stop. And there's a guy walking on the sidewalk, and all of us are doing the Chris Chan voice at this point. So we're like, we yelled out the window like, "Oh, I'm gay," and we threw a bunch of fucking poppers at him. And immediately after we did that, like 20 feet in front of him, Courtney just like slows down and pulls into the McDonald's, and we get stuck in like a 5-car line at the fucking drive-thru.
And we were just we're
sitting there like praying, like this guy doesn't just like bum rush our car and fucking attack us.
I fucking love doing that because
by.
First of all, it's America, so we're driving everywhere. But like they're literally like they're fucking like peas. They're like tiny, and just throwing one out of a car. Normally, you have to throw them at the ground kind of quickly to make them pop, but because a car's going fast, the momentum for that, you can just biff it out the window and they're gonna pop. So you can really casually without. Yeah, you could do. When we started, we were only doing 1 or 2, and because they're again tiny little things, you can kind of just biff them out the window, and like no one, even the car behind you, will like see it. So like if you time it perfectly, you can just kind of like throw it. It'll pop right behind the guy you know, and they'll like hopefully get a fright and jump around, and you get to look back and laugh.
I wish I had a truck still or something to drive, because that was something my dad did all the time growing up, and then something we would do if we were just out doing like installations for kitchen stuff. It'd make it backfire. Have you ever done that with an old car?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
If you're driving and you turn the key off on a lot of old trucks and cars and stuff, and then you ignite, and if you hit the gas a little and you ignite it, it pushes some of the gas in, and so when it starts up again, it sounds like a shotgun going off out of your exhaust.
I had someone do that under a bridge all the time where I was growing up, and under a bridge, it would literally, even with your windows closed and shit, it would sound like someone just shot a gun right next to your head, like in the car.
Yeah, he did that. My dad did it in a parking garage once.
Yeah,
he said it sounded like a bomb went off in there, but
holy fuck.
Yeah, we would. He used to do it to. You can't get mad if it happens to you, especially if it was my dad, because my dad grew up is like, if you get mad at a prank like that, you gotta
get pranked.
You have to poke the button a little bit more. He was driving around. I can't remember if he was by himself or somebody, but there was some dude jogging, and they were like, my dad was just like, watch this, and they boom hit him. The guy goes like this. He just starts cussing him out, flipping him off, and they have a good laugh and keep driving. They come back, and somehow they're passing him again, and my dad's like, check this out. And hit him again. He flips the fuck out, and so they drive away. Awesome. Somehow over a third time, and the guy sees him coming at him this time. He jumps into the road to get in front of him. My dad dodges around him and boo on the way past, and the guy like shits himself.
You parried. Your dad fucking
awesome.
My dad
parried
had
the
a
whole car.
pristine parry and ruined his day.
We did,
So yeah, we would
was
just
awesome.
do that to people if we were going around, have a good laugh about
We
it.
did that.
That's
Fuck,
so
we used
cool.
to drive around through all of high school and just be fucking menaces in town. And one time we saw like a fight. It was like midnight on like a Saturday night or something. We saw like a fight about to break out between like two groups of guys or whatever. And like you could tell like that both their friends were like trying to like pull them off, but these guys were really fucking screaming at each other. But like weren't physically fighting yet. And we just drove past and we just wind down our windows. We just yell, fight, 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 fight. And then we get to the end. We get to the end of the road and Sean's like, let's do it again. He doubles around the block. We fucking, they're still there. Like, at this point, they've calmed down and they're like kind of, just kind of talking and their friends don't have to hold them anymore. We fucking start yelling the shit at them a second time. Fight, 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 fight.
Hey, he called you a bitch.
And then we drove off and then we're like, let's do it one more time. We fucking double back. These guys, like at this point, I guess the beef is fully squashed.
Right.
And they see us, and then we yell it one more time. We're like, haha, that was funny. We start driving, and then all of a sudden, Sean's like, oh shit! He looks at his rearview mirror. One of them is literally like fucking like
in car running.
The car running literally behind us, like in this fucking rearview mirror, and Sean had to like gun it up the street just to get away. Yeah. That was fun.
That's so funny. You guys are trying to instigate it. And
Something about the energy of like, especially like when it happens in like a horror movie or something, where it's like they can actually catch up to you or something. But even when it's like real life, something about like the mindset of a man who will chase after on foot a car, like the level of like angry and like demented stupidity you have to have. Like it's very scary. Honestly, it's very like off-settling.
Reverting
like,
back to like a dog.
Man.
Yeah, it's like if he catches me, he will kill me.
He's gonna slobber on my handle, dude. Like
dude. At my
he goes on all fours and starts like, running like a gorilla.
Yeah, exactly. You revert back
He does
to
like a
monkey mode at
Wolverine
that
like
point.
dive with his claws out.
dude at my card shop the other day that reminded me
your card store stories are like my favorite things to look forward to.
Oh, thanks, bro.
every week.
Well, this one
the new
didn't even
Chipotle.
involve me. It kind of is the new Chipotle. But
Thank God we found one, a new hub.
Autistic Chipotle.
Card stores are the Chipotle of Joyzy.
There's a group of people that usually stay like toward close or past close because they're like friends with the guys that run it, and like the guys that run it will like close down and like go play cards and stuff after. So we were there, and we've befriended those guys, so we're there like pretty late. It was probably like 11:30 or something like last weekend, and there's two guys that run it, and they're both rather large, nerdy, like late 20s, early 30s, like card store employees, they're cool, and they're also like they're one of us. They're like the nerdy fat fucking weird guys. But one, and they're very like passive people for the most part, I guess. Like they're very just like easygoing. But we're there, and like the one guy comes in from outside, and he was like taking garbage out or whatever, and he's like, these guys are like friends too, and he's like, the next fucking time I have to do all of the closing work, I'm gonna beat your fat fucking ass, pussy. In front of like 10 customers that are still there, and they're rather large, so they're kind of like starting to walk like this. They're like assuming the posture, and then the other guy like strides out from behind the counter. He's like, what the fuck you say to me, you fucking bitch. And they start freaking out, like you're just like
two boogie 2988s.
Yeah, well, yeah, kind of. And you're like in the nerdiest setting ever, and you have like two dudes like acting like fucking animals. So there's something about it that was, like, the irony of it was really funny. But they start like it's a monkey. It's a monkey walking into a card store. Well, they were walking out of a card store because they go outside and they start screaming, and for some reason they're like fighting in the parking lot, and for some reason like these windows must be so thick because you basically can't hear anything when the doors close. But like there were still people like walking in and out, like moving some of their shit to their car and everything. So like every couple of minutes the door would open and you would catch like a 2 seconds of their conversation, and there's a couple times where it's like the door would open and be like, I'm working on my fucking degree so I don't have to waste my life at this stupid and the door would close. And we're all sitting there with like fucking, we're like eating fucking like halal guys and like playing nerdy card games. And the door will open. The guy will like come back in from like going outside, and it'll be like, I fucking, all these people here, they just fuck, all they want to do is play fucking fuck. And the door closes again. And we're just like getting in, we're just like catching like 3 seconds of us getting insulted like every like in 2 minutes.
Losers.
Yeah,
Catching strays.
It was so funny.
You just start hearing them like naming specific people.
Yeah.
The fucking guy there with the black tank top. I fucking hate him.
Just everybody in there, one tear down your cheek, holding cards,
we
trying to
both know
play.
these guys, and we like them a lot because they're like they're really nice, and they give us a lot of leeway and let us stay late and shit. So it's like watching like your cousins fight or something.
Yeah.
But and then at some point they start like going belly to belly. Like they're like trying to fight, but they're also trying not to fight because neither of them are like fighters or in great shape. And I'm not saying that I am either. Yeah. But they're like belly to belly, like screaming and spitting on each other's faces. And then like one of the other guys that like works there, but he's like there for fun that night. He's like not actually working. Is like, oh fuck, man. And he like goes outside and he's like trying to separate them, and they're like now that there's someone trying to hold them back, they're like throwing all their weight into each other, so they're like fucking sumo wrestling with their head, like, and like their bodies are just like they just look so distorted and large
forehead
and goofy.
To forehead.
It was like melding into one.
Yeah, but it looks like they're trying to like conjoin at the skull, like fucking. Yeah. But it was, I don't know, it was so funny. And then the one guy walked back. It's just something so goofy about like that scenario where you're doing the nerdiest thing ever, and it's still like this, like there's still like this alpha male like chud fight going on like right next to you. It's like so out of place. Yeah. And then the guy like comes back inside, and the other guy goes home for the night. And once he goes home, he fucking starts. You hear him like he feels embarrassed, so he's like in the back like screaming about shit so that we can hear him. And like he's like, oh man, what the fuck? Everybody fucking. He thinks he can fucking motherfucker. As we're just sitting there trying to ignore it, and fucking play stupid gay little One Piece. But it was I don't know. So like it was so funny.
This is a funny place for an altercation to happen. It's like, I think I told you guys when I worked at GameStop, and my boss, who's like an ex-Navy SEAL, like him and a customer were like arguing over, I want to say like the customer was like bringing something in to trade, or it was something like that.
They offered him like 30 cents on it for an Xbox.
It was literally something like that, where like the customer was basically like talking about like his integrity as a man and like all this shit. And then like my boss, being an ex-Navy SEAL, he
put him in chokehold.
Look, he was a nice guy, but
Shot him.
He had very bad PTSD. Like I've heard stories about him like crying at like 4th of July when the fireworks were going off. Like he was very clearly,
what a fucking pussy.
Stable. Yeah, so I'm like, so it's me and him.
What a little bitch, dude.
It's me and him working, and I'm like, I'm fucking posted up against like the side, just like watching this go down. And then it kind of evolves into my boss going like, you don't know what it's like seeing your brothers that you care about fucking die in your arms while they bleed.
Like, okay,
see, man, that would make me giggle, dude. I'm in a GameStop and someone starts trying to hit me with their war stories.
He's doing it. Yeah, you think he's doing like an army
he's quoting something
or some shit. It sounds like Metal Gear or some shit. Fucking
literally. Yeah. So it goes from that into like both of them crying, and I'm like literally just like standing there like
just hugging it out like, oh man.
Yeah, they're literally like, so like the counter is separating them, and they're both like, they go from like screaming at each other, and then like eventually like he's crying, the other guy like feels bad and like, man, I'm sorry, like, you don't know what it's like, man. And I'm like I'm just like standing there pretending to like organize games. Like, man, I work at GameStop, bro. What is this?
I feel like there's a reason he's an ex-Navy SEAL.
Yeah.
I don't miss retail in the slightest, but goddamn, you do work with some very interesting people. I think some of my favorite co-worker stories come from, I guess because it's just such a like entry-level job, anyone can be there.
Right.
So you do, they have to have teeth and fucking be able to talk, but like there's bits about it.
Those are the requirements.
I remember the girl I worked with.
The requirements.
That's true. Yeah, if you could orate all right with your tongue. I worked with a woman before who was very nice. I keep saying, I've probably said this before. We've probably said fucking everything before. I'm just going to stop saying that. If you've heard my story before on this podcast, fuck you. I've been doing this like 4 years.
Yeah, fuck you, dude.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I told like every story that I've said in the last 20 minutes before.
It's always fun hearing them again. I don't give a fuck. Anyway, I worked with a woman who ended up like marrying her math teacher from high school, and all the other girls I worked with also went to high school with her, and were like, yeah, that guy was a real fucking creep. Apparently one time he told her, his now wife, assuming they're still together,
pedophile,
that he, wow, funny you say that, because he apparently told her, like, I know which ones are going to grow up to be hot.
Oh my God.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah,
that's not something as a teacher you want to be calling your shot
at
on.
An all girls school, by the way.
Oh,
an all
that's
girls
even worse.
school.
Yeah, no, that takes it from like bad to sinister.
Yeah, that is
like,
very
you should
sinister.
not be working there, let alone be allowed in public.
Yeah, I do it. I like teaching the kids, but mostly I'm just here for the scouting reports. Just seeing where the talent's going to be in a couple of years.
I'm doing a little farming, planting my sprouts.
Planting my seed.
I'm planting my seed, waiting for them to sprout.
Do you guys ever have any teachers who went through like divorces or so? Like, I feel like it was always an English teacher for me. There's always a lady English teacher who was going through it, and it would get brought into the it would get brought into the classroom.
Yeah.
One of my, I was a little goody good student because I was the oldest of a little Christian household. So I had to hold it down, But so I didn't get in trouble with her too often, and she liked me. But she was, I think it was my sophomore high school English teacher. She would just come in like.
Touch your penis.
Andrew, I need
touch
you to
your penis.
Fuck me.
I need you to fuck me over the stool right now.
Dicking down.
God, that'd be sick. She did give me a. I think it was like the end of the year. I came in. I had a B+ in the class, and I was like,
"Woof."
Yeah, I think the rule. I don't know if it was like this for you, James, but for certain classes, if you had an A, you wouldn't have to take the final exam.
No, I always had to take the final.
Okay, so for whatever reason
though.
for this
I wish
year,
it was like that, but I did not have that.
Yeah, for whatever reason in this year, like if I had an A, I'd be able to be exempt from the final exam, and I had like a B+.
If you were hot,
and if you were hot, and so I came in and I was like, "Hey, is there anything I can do to bump my grade up a little bit?" Because I was like at 89.8, and she was like, "Oh, I can think of something."
Unspreads her legs on the counter on the teacher's desk.
It makes she
sat on like one of those like bar stools, but she would sit cross-legged on it. Like on a bar stool, so she would just be like this all the time. So she would have to uncross her legs if she wanted me to get in. Anyway, she bumped my grade up just because she was like, "How many exams are you gonna have to take?" And I was like, "This would be the only one." And she was like, and just changed one of my grades to be an A.
I also an English teacher pretty much do that too.
Guy, fuck you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I
will kiss your pussy.
I will kiss your Velcro pussy.
We were I was trying to go for in New Zealand. The grading went not achieved, merit, excellence. And
not achieved is awesome.
Yeah, it's just fuck you. That's
it's like fail.
You have
failed is one thing, but it's like you have not achieved.
Not achieved.
You
got
achieved nothing.
Achieved is like bare minimum. Achieved is like you've read and like you wrote a reply pretty much. Like you really have to be quite bad to not achieve. But if you got a certain number of, I think it was like 80 credits for the whole year. All your credits were like graded, like this, you get this many credits if you whatever. If you got 80 excellence credits, you got excellence overall, and then I think in our class, like in our year, 3 of us got excellence in year 11, and 2 of us got it in year. So 2 of us got it in year 11, 3 of us got it in year whatever. Who cares? But it was like a big thing, and you got like awards and shit if you got like I used it to get a scholarship to uni and shit. But like there was
we just got like a pizza party.
I wish.
Scholarship.
That honestly would have been way better.
Scholarship's got crazy.
I used that scholarship to build my first PC, my first home-built PC.
That's not what it was for.
It was for learning, and I used it for uni.
Freaking out
in gaming.
Yeah, I swindled them. But yeah, I was on like 78 credits and I just need like a couple more. This was like the year after, and they were like, oh, well, you could resit this old test, this English test only got like a merit on. And I like redid it, and I'm pretty sure I did a really bad job. I remember my English teacher umming and ahhing over for ages. This was over like a lunch break or whatever. And then she was just like, yeah, that's an excellence. And I was like, okay, good, thank you. But she definitely was just like, damn, this would A, be really good for him, and B, really good for the school to say, like, we've got another excellence kid, so fuck it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out
I told you guys about the teacher who would like fucking look at porn in class.
One.
Just
wait.
Fart just ricocheted in my brain.
Yeah.
You had I think you have, because I remember I told you about the teacher that looked at porn in my school too.
Oh yeah. Well, it was the same guy. He would fucking go in the boys' bathroom, like not even like faculty bathroom. He would just go in like the regular kids' bathroom, and he would pull his pants down to his ankles to pee at the urinal.
That's awesome, and 100%.
I didn't invite boys to come and piss in between his legs.
Yeah, anybody throwing their pants all the way down,
unless you have a special disorder.
Exactly. Yeah, unless there's something. Yeah. Well, I don't want to put the accusations on those.
He looked like a pedophile. Like he would straight up like fucking grab at himself, like looking at like the girls.
But if you're just a regular guy who's teaching at a school and you're throwing your pants all the way down at the urinal,
I don't think they're supposed to. If you're a teacher going in the kids' bathroom, they're not supposed to do that.
I think he was a substitute.
Yeah,
but they still go to the faculty.
Yeah, they have a faculty bathroom. Yeah, which I always thought, because I'd never seen teachers in the bathroom before, and I remember I walked in there and I just see this dude's fucking ass.
That's insane.
Whoa! Like, just round in the corner getting flashbanged by ass.
Yeah, just straight up his fucking khakis with his belt like fully at his ankles, long socks.
That's crazy.
Just,
hey, champ, could you help me pull my belt up?
Yeah.
It's probably one of those things where it's like, he's been talked to about it so many times, and he's like, there's no written rule about it, and you will not take away my freedoms. Until you put something in the damn rule book, I'm pissing in the kids' bathroom with my pants down.
He's not a pedophile. He's just like very oblivious and very like, you can't tell me what to do.
I feel like that might be what it was. It's like just an old school.
You should have got straight A's from that. I would have gone straight to the principal and be like, listen, man,
I did, dude.
You give me straight A's for the rest of my time here, or everyone's going to know about Mr. Peas with his pants down.
What is it with, it's a very boomer thing, that whole mindset. I guess American especially, but we definitely have it in New Zealand too, like the boomer mindset of like, you can't tell me what to do. They'll just like they'll just be annoying just to like say they can. What's up?
Yeah, that's
really
Where does
that come from?
I don't know. Can't drink a beer after work in his truck. What's the world coming to?
I wonder if that's an old, like when you get old thing, or specifically them old. You know what I mean? Will we be that?
Because we might be like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I used to be able to tweet the N word.
But
now you're telling me I can't?
I was thinking. That's why
I used to talk about woke video games.
I was trying to. If he was really old, it kind of makes sense. Because like I went to the same high school as my dad, and the locker room that we changed for in gym, we would change in like giant like stall showers, with like nothing that, just like big trough shower heads. And it's like,
interesting.
We never used them, but like when my dad was in high school, like you go to gym and then you all fucking see each other's wieners and shower together. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So it's like, those older to him, it's like, well, I piss with I don't want to piss on my pants. I'm gonna pull my pants all the way down. What the fuck are you talking about?
He just fully turns around to Doplex with his penis out. I'm not stupid. I don't want to get piss on my pants, child.
That makes sense.
To them, it's just like.
That's true.
Yeah,
you ever gone to a pool?
With men, I feel like it's like
a pool changing room with your dad.
Yeah.
And he just like there'll just be a ton of old naked men walking around just fully cocked out.
No, like
not
gym locker rooms, like the only cocks you see are like 65 plus. Because they're just used to it. It's just like, this is my body, that's your body, here's my penis.
Right. That is true. Yeah, I think it is very much like an old school thing. Because I remember even like when I was in middle school, we had showers, and I was like, why would I shower at school? And like they tried to enforce it, for like a while. But then it kind of
fuck
just turned
that.
into like, all right, if you don't want to, you don't have to. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's not a good
I-
look for a bunch of adults to be like, "Come on, children, get in the shower."
Get in the shower.
Get your dick out.
Especially because like when you're in middle
Or
school,
get
you're
your
like,
penis out right now.
yeah, because I think when you're in middle school, you're like between what, like 10 and 13 or something.
You're
like
about
that.
as self-conscious of your body as you can be.
Right, exactly. Yeah, because I remember I took a shower like twice when I first got into middle school, and I was like, this is weird, dude. I don't like seeing penis at school. You know what I mean? I get it's a thing. I remember
Or
having
general,
to
but
prep
yeah,
for it.
at school especially.
Yeah.
I don't like seeing penis
Right,
at
yeah.
school.
I don't like seeing penis at school.
I remember-
It's
I remember going,
they
like-
prep you for that, but it's
Yeah.
like you when it's time for you to fucking get naked after PE class. It's like,
You know
I'm
what
doing
breaks
this
that
shit. I'll go
barrier?
to other
Seeing
school.
penis in like Vietnam or Germany or something. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
it's like all right.
In the barracks.
Look,
That's true.
we're all gonna die. I'm pulling my dick out and fucking cleaning myself
see
in
you.
this
You're gonna
pond. And, I'm
suck
gonna
it.
and it's like in that, it's like
Yeah.
it's like the least bad thing that you've seen in like 4 months. You
Right.
know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah,
So it's
you're just trying to get
That's a good
through
point.
it.
Yeah, it's like you see that once in Vietnam and you're like, oh, that makes sense. Like I'm just an animal. I'm just gonna get fucking naked wherever and not care.
That is the first thought when you see penis. That makes sense.
Do you ever do that when you go to the pool with your mum, but you're like 5, so she's like, well, you have to come with me to the changing room because you're too young to be by yourself.
Oh,
and so you go to the girls' changing room and you're like 5, so you're not really into, you don't really get it, but you're still
like
just like,
this.
oh. You're like, I
Yeah,
should
just-
be
I'm not
seeing
looking. I don't see any boobies here.
Whoa.
Wow.
Boing, 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 boing.
The pool in the town I was from just had like these
Your mic went
huge
quiet, James.
Huge fuck off changing rooms.
No, yeah.
there it is.
Sorry, I didn't. I was stopped talking anyway because I didn't want to talk over kudos. But I was just gonna say I do remember that. And then I remember when I hit like 4 or 5, I started going with my dad into the bathroom, like if we were all out together, and I would like start going to the boys'
Yeah.
room. And it was honest. I was like, take me back, mom. I don't want this. I don't deserve here. I don't belong here. I need to be back
I
with
wanna
my
be a
people.
woman.
I'm not packing
me
the
a
same
girl.
equipment as these men.
I need to come back.
I sit down
Yo.
too, like
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I put this in
I
talking
don't
points
sit
because I
down.
wanted to talk about it. Did you guys, do you have any notable stories of like family home videos being recorded over? Because I just heard one from a friend of mine and it busted me up. They
Like crying. You were crying like a little baby, or you were laughing.
laughing.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say like my
yeah, like,
friend's
the precious
birth was
memories.
fucking.
It was just
Printed over it.
I've ever seen in my life.
I
It brought me to
remember.
tears.
They taped over with the Kids' Choice Awards.
No, he told us that his younger sister and her now husband, their parents at some get together they had, their parents realized that the two of them were in a Christmas play
Clan.
way back in the day before they'd actually met each other. And they, on top of that, realized that their parents had filmed it. So they're like, holy
that's
shit,
cool.
we might be able to go back and like find both of you in this footage.
Yeah.
And be like, look, you guys were in the same room before you ever even met each other and got
Right.
married.
Yeah.
So they're going through it, and all of a sudden,
How did they not know that?
but it was because it was just like a church event, and like the families
okay.
didn't know each other at the time.
Okay. I guess I'm thinking like elementary school. It's like I remember everyone in my elementary school. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's like
same.
Yeah.
I went to elementary school with my wife. You know, like,
What the fuck?
No, so I think
the
it must
frick?
have been. 'Cause I feel like this is fairly common in churches I remember growing up. Like sometimes there would just be a big church putting on a Christmas play, and a bunch of different people from different churches would show up to be a part of it.
Okay.
So
Yeah, they all
that's
wear,
the
like, the
only
big
thing I
white
can think
hoods.
of where they just didn't know each other.
You have like 3 kids that really want to be Jesus, and they're all from different towns, and they have to like fight
have to
to the
fight it
death
out.
for it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
whoever gets it that year, that town gets to be the Jesus town.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah,
so
whoever
they're
hates
going
Jews
through
the
it,
most.
and all of a sudden, the footage is no longer the Christmas play,
It's
and
their
they're like,
parents
"What
having
the
sex.
what the fuck is this? Why? Who recorded over the Christmas play?" And their dad is like, "Oh, I think that was me." And as they keep watching, they realize what he had recorded over. It was Ronald Reagan's funeral.
Oh my.
which is like the most conservative dad thing to have ruined some of like an insane coincidental memory for these two.
Yeah,
and for it to have been ruined by Ronald Reagan's funeral that he recorded on TV.
Of all things.
I might need to watch this back.
I was pissing myself.
Yeah.
He recorded the TV?
Yeah, well, I would.
Yeah, like he
I
recorded
thought you meant he
over
went to DC because you guys are right there.
No, so the only thing
that's awesome.
Fucking
yeah,
DVR.
the only thing I can think of is he just
Reagan's
either
funeral.
recorded the TV or used a tape to record TiVo at the time. Either way,
That's
it got
awesome.
erased,
I've done,
and all they had
I
left
definitely
was
remember doing that.
old Ronnie Reagan in a casket.
Going to hell.
Yeah, going
that
straight
makes
to
sense.
hell.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. Imagine
If you
how much
watch
you'd be
this,
looking forward
if you
to that
tap through,
too.
you can see the.
Well,
you can see
dude,
the exact moment
exactly.
he goes to
Like
hell.
if any of you guys, it's like, yeah, we have like footage of like you and your now fiancés fucking, or like interfacing with each other as at like 5 years old, and
Right.
like what you'd be so excited to see, like, oh, I wonder if I like
By some
was like
cosmic
nervous around her, or if I didn't even talk to her, if
yeah.
I talked to her and she smiled at me, and then you just get hit with your dad's fucking butt cheeks watching Ronald Reagan's fucking.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a POV shot of his ass on the right and the TV on the left, and it's like blurry. You can't even hear it or see it. And he's
He's
just
just
like
standing in his underwear, like.
Forward to the floor. There goes his spirit. He's ascending into hell. And who's that with him? That's the Queen of England. Yes.
Going
Off
hand
they
in
go,
hand.
holding hands into the gates
Of
of
hell.
oblivion. There they go. And what are they doing?
and then the beat drops on BBC.
This is unprecedented. They're having sex. What the fuck? They're having